Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to an all-new episode of Point of View. Coming up on today's show, we're talking about the tragic killing that has Minneapolis and the country in shock. 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good was shot and killed by an ICE officer, sparking protest, outrage, serious questions. We're breaking it all down. Plus, we're getting into other hot topics trending on your timeline, including Donald Trump denying Diddy's pardon request, okay? We're breaking down the headlines and everything people are talking about online. Joining us today are our amazing co-hosts, Sunset and Crystal, alongside our host, Natalia, and our executive producer, Dame Dash, is back at the table, ready to unpack it all. All right. So grab a seat, join the discussion. You're watching POV. This story has had the entire country on edge after a 37-year-old woman, Renee Nicole Good, was shot and killed by an ICE officer during a federal operation. And since then, the questions have not stopped. Federal officials say it was self-defense. Community leaders and eyewitnesses say the video tells a totally different story. Hundreds of protesters have shown up in outrage, and outrage is still growing. The people want to know what really happened and who will be held accountable. What has happened here?
I definitely think, as you said, this is definitely outrageous. Unfortunately, we know that Donald Trump has continuously been saying that law enforcement officers, ICE agents, they are kind of getting immunity. But as sad as this is, and not to take anything away from, this life that was taken, she was a mother, she was a wife, she was a woman, she was a human being. But also I feel like so often people that don't have any color often don't understand like what is happening. Even regular Americans, Black Americans, people that aren't immigrants, they're not understanding how these new laws affect each and every person. This is a 37-year-old white woman, mother of three, who was killed by ICE. Like, it affects all of us.
Yeah, unfortunately, I call it getting blacked because I think we kind of understand how this happens in our community and to our people. But when it happens here, it is an outrage. And it should be, because this could be any of our mother, our sister, our daughters, anybody. And it's not right. J.D. Vance came on and said that they have total immunity. And he said, shame on anybody who sees it differently than he does.
I think that's really insane for the vice president to even say something like that when a life was lost. I think we have to be careful what we say, especially for them, right? They're in politics, but they understand that everything you say is what the media has to either sit with, to think about, to ponder on, to see how are we going to press forward as a whole, as a worldwide company, right? As America is saying, oh, this is the direction we're going in. But think about it, guys. When something like that happens to an African-American person, what's the first thing they say on the other end? Oh, did they do this? They were outrageous. What's happening? So from my take, I want to know what led to this demise. What led to her being shot? Did they ask for documentation? Were they trying to ask her for information? What was it? I'm not getting led by the social media and media just throwing me a video and me going outrageous saying, oh, this isn't right. I want to know the entire story, leaving nothing out. I want to see the cams from the officers. So I really want to get into what happened behind the scenes. I don't want to be outraged just by what the media is presenting, because a lot of times this is for us to take our eyes off something else.
Yeah.
Of course, a lot of things are changing with the law, like Tally said. And I think that's another reason why we should be understanding what laws are taking place, what laws are being passed that we don't know about, and how are they directly or indirectly affecting our community. Because if this can happen to one of them, I don't even want to think about what's going to happen when they start targeting our people.
So funny, I just asked for a prompt to be created that will give me what's been coming out in policy and what's being passed, so I can kind of know what's really happening here. And I'm like really working on that prompt because I want to be educated on what is happening, because this really it really is outrageous.
Yeah.
From what we are seeing,
Well, when you give people power to do things, and then you make it where everything that they do will come with immunity, this is what happens.
Yeah.
This is what happens. This is what will continue to happen. Honestly, in the Black community, this looks like the Jump Out Boys to me.
Yeah.
On a regular day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes.
So, regardless to what laws, whatever was asked, I don't think anyone deserves to die like that. Definitely, I think it makes the rest of America understand possibly how we feel culturally and the fear we have of things happening like that. What I try to think about is that individual, what was he told? So was his superior like, yo, shoot first, ask questions later, make an example? Or was this person someone that just reacted poorly because he was triggered? But I don't think it was necessary. I'm wondering, was it like, yo, just make an example so they know to stop playing completely, and maybe, you got to sacrifice one person, and, war is that bad. I don't agree with it, but I can't see somebody that before they got the job of ICE, what was their job before? And what were they doing? What was their mentality? I'd like to know, what is the training for ICE, and what is it like? Because I'm sure they have to understand your mentality to do something like that. What are the questions they ask you to get into ICE? That's what I'd like to know, so I can understand the character of the people that have the power of immunity, like you said. But I do want to know who's giving them those orders, and what J.D. Vance and what Trump is telling those generals or whoever the superiors are. What is the messaging there? And were they giving each other high fives? Were the rest of the boys like, yo, what you doing? Because there's always that one dude in your crew that just does too much. It's like, yo, what are you trying to get us all killed? You didn't like that?
Right.
What, did his boys give him high fives for that? So I'm curious to see what his counterpart said, and I'd like to hear that person talk, if he's even allowed to.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so we're going to go to a video of Philadelphia Sheriff Rochelle Blau. She says ICE agents are made-up fake wannabe officers while addressing the death of Renee Good. And she even threatens to arrest ICE agents if they come to her city and commit a crime. Take a look.
We stand here today with all those who stand against the made-up fake, what you can call ICE, professional law enforcement. I don't call them none of that. I call them made-up fake wannabe law enforcement. Because what they do is against not only legal law, but the moral law. So I'm with the DA, and we will work with them. If any of them want to come in this city and commit a crime, you will not be able to hide. Nobody will wish you off. You don't want this smoke.
One thing she did say is that real enforcement officers do not wear masks. That was something she had said in that clip.
This is my issue now. You now have law enforcement fighting law enforcement.
Right.
That's chaos.
Yes.
It's complete division, and I kind of feel it like it might be intentional.
Orchestrated. Yes.
It might be orchestrated, because why else would you have law enforcement fighting law enforcement? But I just hope that when we talk about law enforcement, that we have to understand what laws we could pass to regulate them, because it seems like we might have the House very soon, So start drafting up laws that will regulate them, lobby for them, bring awareness to them, and maybe we could provide the solution for these problems.
Yeah.
But we have to think ahead.
I can agree. Absolutely. In other news, Sean Diddy Combs was sentenced to 4 years in federal prison after being convicted of transporting individuals across state lines for prostitution. Okay. And he was hit with a $500,000 fine. But the story doesn't stop there. Combs reportedly asked Donald Trump for a pardon, and Trump says he has no plans to grant it. Keep in mind, these two were once friends, but Trump claims their relationship broke down during a 2016 campaign over what he calls nasty comments from Combs. Diddy may have thought he had a shot at a pardon, But with Trump, who really knows?
Why would he think that? Why would he think someone of that caricature, like Donald Trump, would agree to pardon him if he's upset at something he said? This man is petty. Like, our president is petty, and he likes to overtly talk about his power. So I think it's another move for Trump just to say, like, whatever I say goes, and it's a no because you tried me, right? And it's like, it's insane to me because it is our president, but it's not insane. I think going back to even Diddy, we got to understand what this man really went to jail for. I understand a lot of heinous things that he's done, but that's not exactly why he's in jail. And I just want our community to understand that. So there is motive here, and there is an underlying thing that's happening that we need to stop looking at what is given to us and actually go read. Go read the lawsuit. Go read what he's actually being fined for, and you'll try to have more questions on what is actually happening here. What is being hidden in the background.
Can you tell us what he's actually been fined for?
Well, yes, it's a bit egregious. He's really just being fined for prostitution, meaning flying someone to another state, right? And because you paid them for something, that is considered prostitution over state lines. That's a very dangerous thing.
So if you fly somebody to smash your wife, is illegal?
Yes, that's basically what I'm trying to tell people. This
So
is
that's
something
what he's in jail for right
yes, not saying one of us, right? I'm just saying that's something that could easily happen to one of us, right?
He's saying if you've been flued out.
Exactly.
Prostitute.
I fly somebody out. Oh, Lord, God forbid I fly somebody
It's
out.
morally illegal.
Yeah.
I think it's like, on some corny shit and like some gay shit.
But think about it, Dame. What if we just wanted to enjoy ourselves? My friend is in another city or someone is in another city. I'm like, okay, come fly out, come spend some time with us. And that so happens to be the case. Remember, this has been happening over years, decades, if we must.
Where I'm from, paying for sexual services is you're a Johnny.
Right.
You're a her. So I can't even comprehend that rationale.
What I would
paying for someone to do any kind of sexual.
Yeah.
But to go to jail?
No, like I said, I don't think it's a crime to do that.
Yeah.
But what I could say is, I think because possibly, it could be an angle. I look at different perspectives. Number one, you got to try. Puffy, got to try. You got to try. But I don't think Trump's base wants him out of jail. Yeah. So I think if his base wanted him out of jail, he'd be out of jail.
Yeah,
And I also think it's bad timing because of all the Epstein accusations.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, and again, I don't like counting a man's pockets, but I know what them lawsuits are like.
Yeah.
And I know how they're probably tracking every dollar. So if a pardon was for sale, allegedly, I don't think he got enough bread to buy one.
I think
Or when I say enough bread, meaning it would be tracked so heavy that he wouldn't be able to
get it. Yeah.
Would open up another. So I think there's just a lot of exposure, but you got to try.
Yeah.
You got to try.
I'm
I would have
not gonna
tried
lie,
too.
though.
I
understand you have to try.
everything to get out of the pit.
But
Okay?
I am not against the fact that Trump is denying this pardon because I don't wish jail or prison on anybody. Yeah. But at the end of the day, knowing some of the things or even some of the things that we think that Diddy has done, like, come on. I ain't gonna put you on the spot, but y'all already know what was going down at the end of the day. I think 4 years is a slap on the wrist. That's like probation. Ride it out, dog. You about to get out tomorrow. You be all right.
Can I give you a quick perspective?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have friends, OGs, right, that have killed people with a knife, went to jail for it, came back home, and got busted again just because they pulled him over and he had a knife. You understand what I'm saying? But the question would be, and when he would get locked up for things, he would get mad at the fact that they would cheat to lock him up. Okay. So he would get locked up for something that he didn't do, but they couldn't catch him for all the other things that he did.
Which is what's happening with Diddy.
So what you have to understand is, with the law, if they think you cheating, they gonna cheat too. And for some reason, criminals or people that commit crimes expect policemen to play fair. But you can't catch a cheater without cheating. And I just believe that because of the things they couldn't catch him for, they definitely OD'd on him. Once they got him behind bars, I think they wanted to make an example of him.
That's exactly what it is.
But, we all know what it is. You can't really embarrass the feds, regardless to whether it's a drug-related crime, a sex offender crime. They're going to get you it's hard to fight the feds.
Yeah.
And if they don't get you for what you get, like if you committed other crimes and then get caught for it,
Right.
a lot of times people rationalize it like, they cheated, but I done a lot of shit. It could be approached that way, but in the law, I don't think he deserves it.
Yeah.
In the law of like if you could go to jail for doing corny shit, that's the corniest shit in the world, and you should go to jail if that's a law. But it's not corny; it's just teasable. Like, see, that's that barefoot nigga, light skin, but you know what I mean? All that nasty gay shit. But I don't know that it's illegal. But I wouldn't do it. It's illegal for the person that invented pause to even think. Niggas, Paul, they talk about rubbing, semen on your chest and all that. That pause, so he paid for that semen to put on his chest. That's a pause moment, and it's gay to me, but I don't think it's illegal.
Okay, I'll just add this before.
It's a violation. It's a violation of moral code where I'm from. But I don't know that. But maybe the other stuff was, and they just ODing on him.
I don't believe that he belongs in jail for what he's done. I'm just gonna be quite honest.
Not for that.
For
what they're
He
charging.
needs to be, but he needs to be in jail. The way he talked that girl down in the elevator hallway and dragged her back to the room.
Put him in
It
jail.
don't matter. Listen, I had a baby.
Did she?
Listen,
No.
I had a baby yesterday. He's 3 and a
No,
half
I'm
now.
talking
Then
the
he
way
will be out in no
it is.
time.
She stayed.
Well, here's
and
my
she
question.
was okay
Here's my
with
question
it. That's
there.
not the reason.
Let me my question there. If a man did that to you,
It has happened.
let me ask you a question, and your father found out, what would you want your dad to do?
Take it there.
Okay. And we gonna
So would you
respect,
rather your dad go to jail or he go to jail?
But see, that's the
I'm
thing.
just asking a question.
You
Would you?
asked
I'm
me
Which
asking a
one?
question.
Which one?
Would you
Crystal?
rather your
Which
dad
one,
go to
Crystal?
jail, or would you rather
Which
he
one,
go to
Crystal?
jail?
He going to jail.
Okay,
So there it
then,
is.
there
I
you
can
go.
agree.
There you go. Let's.
Y'all can talk me down. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
You by yourself.
But at the end of the day, the man is being persecuted for being a freak.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's a lot of them.
What it is.
It's a lot of them in
What's
Hollywood.
the studio audience think? What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Is he?
Yeah.
Come on now. There's lawyers, doctors, sheriffs right now raping their own children.
They gotta get
who
caught.
are getting past this.
And they all should
gotta
go
get
down.
caught.
to
Come
the
on.
man.
They should go to
Every
hell.
last
He
one
shouldn't get
of
a
them.
pass
should go
because
to hell.
everybody else is doing
Exactly,
it.
and I agree.
They should get tortured.
But see, the difference is they're getting slaps on the wrist.
Yeah.
Well,
You're using this.
He
as
has a
stage-
slap on the wrist for what he's done. It
the
is
difference-
nothing.
Prison
He
time
all right?
is prison
Real
time.
quick,
You're
real
right.
quick,
Time.
real quick. The difference is he's more famous than them.
Exactly.
So that's the difference.
Exactly.
He was made an example of, obviously.
Because of-
but they do that. You know how good this trial has been for business, for media?
Yes,
Oh,
that's
wow.
exactly
Yeah.
what
So
I'm
it's
saying.
also a good business move for media. It's not like people are going to stop talking. You know how many people made money off of his dysfunction? And how many people have exploited that? You saw how the people were outside. Everyone seemed like they were just there to get a check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have one opinion or another, but either way, I feel like everyone out there made money.
Yeah.
So it's a moneymaker. Dysfunction of someone that was once successful is always going to be a moneymaker.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
It has
Pause.
everyone
What goes
talking.
up must come down.
down.
And people love to watch pause you go down.
Yeah.
But for certain violations, you staying down. For other violations, you got to fight and get back up if it's not such a moral one.
Yeah.
But no one stays up, pause forever.
No.
Y'all girls, I can say it, but people listen.
Now we're stepping into our final segment of the day where things tend to get a little heated. I think it already has. I always say that, right? Welcome to Unpopular Opinion. So we came across a social media video, oh, y'all gonna like this one, where a mother says a simple argument over washing dishes led her 17-year-old son to destroy her entire home. And based on what you'll see, you might be shocked just how much damage was done. Take a look.
Look what Christopher Zion Frazier did to my house. All behind me asking him to wash the dishes. This is what I come home to. My shit. Look. Broke my mirror.
So, I mean, this is appalling. I was like, when black kids started doing stuff like this and getting away with it.
Right.
I was like, what?
When a 17-year-old goes unregulated, when he
For
doesn't know
17
how to
years.
for 17 years,
like,
when I can ask, where's that father? Is that father in the home? Does he have any male representation around him? Clearly, no. I'm gonna go with a strong no. It's no way in hell.
Absolutely. Listen,
no.
let me tell y'all, right? I got 4 kids, from 2 all the way to 18. Let me give it to y'all in Patois. Them would I lose them entire life. You cannot play with me like that. First of all, you have no respect, and as a mom, I can tell you've been sunning him and babying him and carrying on, and that's why he's okay with doing that. Frazier would have been on the street.
Yeah.
Frazier probably would not be able to come back home.
Yeah.
Frazier
For sure.
would have to figure out his own life at
That's
this
right.
point. And you're going to clean my... I almost said the word.
Watch out.
You're going to clean my house up.
That's what a lot of people said. You know, I was like, is this MTV generational, growing up kids, like raising kids?
No.
Because I'm like,
This is
what
the effect of
it?
gentle parenting. That's
This
what
is
it
it
is.
right
Gentle parenting.
That's what it is, baby. The Bible says, spare the rod, spoil the child. That's what we're doing at my house. My 17-year-old, my 18-year-old stepson already know I do not play. I'm going straight
There you
upside
go.
your head. And what are you going to do?
We're going there.
Can I say
Go
something?
ahead, Zane.
Go ahead.
So what I saw there was not natural.
No.
So what I would think is potentially is he autistic and has he been traumatized? And I would immediately have to understand why he's projecting in that way, what he's been internalizing to make that happen. But it wasn't a normal thing. So is he bipolar? So first thing I would do is get a doctor. And I'm not going to hurt somebody for being disabled, nor will I judge him. But when I see something like that, I think traumatized, maybe unrecognized, and maybe autistic.
So, Dame, I'm sorry to cut you off, but we're going to wrap in a minute. But I wanted to ask this question first. But speaking of unpopular opinions, Dame, Charlamagne from the Breakfast Club gave you Donkey of the Day earlier this week. Okay, he said, wait, I'm not finished. He said this the last time.
He's going to talk about you.
Right.
And he also
Do
said
you
you need
think-
to get some
Do
help.
you think you all will ever be able to move past your issues?
First of all, pause. Don't ever call me donkey of the day. That's gay. I don't like it. This guy. And second of all, he always talks tough when there's nobody there to say something. So he really sounds dumb. Or rather, he sounds intelligent even when he says stupid things. But of course he's going to say that. Of course he has to have that opinion. But regardless, he could say what he wants when I'm not there. That's what he does.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to expect from someone that's a bitch-ass nigga? You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. So, I don't know. Can I say that in line?
No, you can't say half of what you say.
But either way, my point is, I've already called him gay. He's doing gay stuff. But what I wanted to implement as the executive producer is sellout coon of the week. And you know who gets sellout coon of the week? Charlamagne.
Okay.
Going and exploiting our culture and bringing it back to them and always trying to drag a black man and other black men. But when he sees a white man that's actually triggering our culture, he gives them the utmost respect. So he gets sellout coon of the week, and we'll do sellout coon of the week every single week. And I bet you he's going to break the record for staying on it. So make the picture of his stupid ass face. Sellout coon of the week. Keep talking about people and never call another nigga donkey. Pause. The donkey of the week is crazy. Pause.
Donkey of the day?
Donkey of the day, donkey of the anything. Don't even say donkey around me, Charlamagne, or as it relates to me.
Okay, so
it's
let
a
me ask
pause.
you, do you think that you guys will ever be able to shake hands and call it a day?
I shake hands off. The bottom line is he talks about me. The most crazy thing about people that gossip is they get so mad if someone replies to what they're saying. And if they get confronted on it, then because they're like bitch made, they go and talk about it
Dang,
for over and over
you,
again.
You
I can't
talk
say that.
about people too.
No. I talk right now. You're talking to me about Charlamagne.
Right.
Correct.
Because he talked about me.
That's right.
And every
Okay.
time I address someone, other than the news we just spoke about, I only talk about someone that talks about me. And that's not gossip. He talks about other people he doesn't know for a living. He exploits them. He tears them down. But he does not do anything to empower them unless he gives it to them. So he's coon. He's the coon. Wait, what I call sellout coon of the week.
Okay.
And
All right.
You gonna get us dragged.
I know, right? I'm like, oh, no.
like, they're gonna do.
Officially
You're gonna have his spots. You're gonna have
officially
all
a
of
wrap
that.
for today's episode. Don't forget, you can catch Point of View weekdays at 7:30 p.m. right here, only on Afro TV.